Swim Things in Blue Springs, your one-stop shop for all things swim. Pools, spas, patio furniture, swimwear, and accessories. Visit them in Blue Springs or at www.swimthings.com.
Like, started teaching myself English, and pretty much just like asking people, hey, like, how do I end up? Like, how do I go? How do I get a scholarship? What tests do I need to do? And this is all at like 13, 14. I remember the first time I contacted LSU. Yeah, the first time I contacted LSU, I was like 14, 15, 14. And I just sent a blank email that I found on the website. I was like, hey, look, it was really bad English. I have that email. The other day I was looking at it. It's really bad English. It was like, hey, I'm 14. I'm the best in Brazil right now. These are my times. What do I need to do? And I sent that email to a bunch of schools.
Well, and you had that dream and you just went after it. You weren't afraid of, any obstacles in your way. You just went after those. So that's
Right.
great.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it was never like, it was never not going to happen. That's one thing that I always tell people is like, when people ask me, it's like, oh, like, weren't you afraid of like going to another country? Like, I didn't even go on a recruiting trip. I just picked LSU and showed up the first day of class. Yeah, like
wow.
Legit. So yeah, so like people are always like, oh, like, weren't you afraid? Like all that sort of stuff. I'm like, not really. Like that's been my dream since I figured out that Caesar won that gold medal, and like since I figured out that it was possible. My mom's only request was in life, it was that I got a college degree because my parents didn't have the opportunity of getting a college degree. So my mom always just made sure that my academics was, at, its highest. So I was just doing it, getting a college degree in another country, in another language, with all paid for, like putting my dream, aligning that with my mom's dream. That definitely meant a lot to me. And it means a lot, like, in our house that I was able to do that, as a setting an example, I have a younger brother and a younger cousin that look up to me. So it's definitely like it's a good story like that I like to share as an example to all the young guys in my family that, they can do whatever they want. They can achieve whatever they want to achieve. It's just putting in the work.
Well, and you did that yourself. You had some guys that you looked up to that you've talked about that you wanted to follow in their footsteps. So yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I never had an older brother or older cousin, but I just went for it.
Yeah. So you got a degree in business and marketing, right, from LSU?
Right.
So tell me how that is going for you and what that's led you into.
Yeah, so after I finished swimming in when was it, February of 18, I was I think every college athlete gets to that point where like, okay, like what do I do now? Maybe not the Americans that much because of the system is a little different, but like all the internationals are like, we can go home and swim professionally or, keep competing professionally, can find a way. It's relatively easier for us, but I was to that point of like, okay, I need a break. Like, I don't care like how long it takes. Like, I need a break from this. Like, I gave my all in the pool, especially my senior year. Like, I legitimately left it all in the pool. And so I was like, I need a break. But I've always been very interested in business, especially marketing, sales, all of that. So it was never like a burden to me, like to just transition into that lifestyle, to that line of work. So I was able to get a visa, an extension on my visa to work for a year in America. And but I had never had a work experience. I was a lifeguard at LSU, like, but I had no work experience. Like usually like American kids, like every summer they'll go and like do an internship somewhere, like that sort of thing. But I had no connections in business or anything. Like plus my visa limited me a lot because no one wants to hire someone that has a expiration date to work.
Right.
So it was really tough. Yeah, like it was really, really tough after I graduated to find a job that would give me the opportunity with no experience, with a validation time. It was awful. I lived in my friend's couch for a month in Houston, trying to find a job, like eating ramen every day, sort of thing. And it was like, and all of my friends, literally, like everyone would always be like, "Why don't you like do a couple swim lessons, just make someone?" I'm like, "No, like I want to stay away from swimming. Like I wouldn't like go near a swim pool. I've always been like a gym guy. So after I finished swimming, I started bulking up and I was like, no, I just want to know, like gym is the only thing I'm doing now. Ended up going into like corporate America, did a corporate job, like, learned about management, customer service, all that sort of stuff. But once my visa was about to expire, I was to the point where I could try to get an extension or try to go get an MBA and switch my visa to a student visa again, like something like that. Or I could come back home and try to work for a company here. So I was like, well, I had some money saved and I was like, well, let me go back home. I haven't been home for 10 years now, like to my city, like not like I came to visit and stuff, but like I hadn't lived here. My younger cousin, I'm very attached to him. I didn't see him growing up because I was always far away. So I was like, no, I want to spend some time at home. And in my head, I was like, well, it's gonna be really easy to get a job, like with an American degree. Like, yeah, no, it's gonna be really, it's fine. So I came back home, and really soon I realized that I had no intentions of staying in a corporate world whatsoever. I was like, sorry. I was like, as soon as I came back, I sat down and I was like, okay, what do I want to do in my life? Like I need to figure this out. Like I'm living with my parents again, but I was like, okay, I just need to know what are the things that I like. And right at the time, the World Championships was going on, and I was watching all of my friends swimming, like winning. And then the Pan Am Games came on, and like all my friends were there again, like winning. And it's like all these guys that grew up with me were there. And I was just like watching it with like so much passion again. I was like, oh man, like I really miss swimming. Like maybe not like swimming, like me swimming, but like the environment, the people, like
right.
like just being around the pool deck, talking about swimming. So I was like, okay, what are the things that I love? And it came down to like swimming, marketing, content management, like all that sort of thing. I was like, okay, like I like people, like talking, I was like, I need to put all of these things together, like, and work with something. Like I like performance. I've always been the guy that, like, as a sprinter, I was like, I never wanted to do much work. I wanted to do smart work.
Right.
So I was like, okay, how can I put all of this together? And I ended up getting involved with a company from the US. They needed someone to do their marketing. It's a startup company called HydroGuard. It's a sports drink. It's from Baton Rouge. Like they needed someone to do marketing. Got involved with them, started doing their marketing, started writing a blog on, like an athlete's point of view on nutrition, performance and all of that. And slowly I was like, this is 2019. So Olympic trials was supposed to happen in 2020. And I was slow. And like this is when summer hit here, December. I was like going to my club, to my country club every once in a while to like go for a couple laps. And the sun started coming out and started getting warmer and warmer here. And one of these times that I went for a swim with a friend, I was like, dude, do you think I can do like the Olympic trials cut? He's like, what's the cut? I was like, 23.7. He's like, dude, yeah. Like, if you train for a month, you can get that cut. And I was like, no. And he's like, dude, yeah, put in the work, you can get that cut. And I was like, 40 pounds heavier maybe than when I finished swimming. And I was like, well, I need to like lose some weight and stuff. He's like, yeah, but like you can do all of that, like nutrition and all of that. And so I was like, okay, like I'll start slow. Like, I'll ramp up my training. Like instead of coming here 2 times a week, I'll come 3, 4, 5. And yeah, by December time, I was like, I knew what I wanted. I was like, okay, I'm coming back. Like I'm getting that cut. But this time around, I'm not doing it for anyone. Like I'm doing it to have fun.
Yeah.
Like I'm not doing based off like having going to the Olympics. Like I knew that. Like no, I'm not gonna go to the Olympics, but I just want to have fun. I want to be around. Like I want to go to the Olympic trials and just be there. Like just with my friends, watching them from there, having the opportunity to get in a pool for 50 free, and then the rest of the week just chilling, watching them. Like that's all I want to do. And that's when I was working with. I did an internship with Swimming World magazine for their marketing as well. Just same thing. I was like putting it like in coming up with new content like for swimming and like things that could relate swimming to what I like to do, to social media and all of that. So I ended up bundling it all up together and started doing, like I started putting everything that I loved together. And I promised myself, was like, I'm not gonna do. I really don't care about money. Like I can go to like I have all my friends like working corporate jobs, making like 6 figures, like all that sort of buying houses, getting married. I'm like, I'm not in that chapter of my life yet. And I really don't care about money right now. I care about what I love and doing it in a really cool way, like doing it in a nice way where I'm happy and like I'm providing to those that are involved with me. Like I can make them happy as well. So that's when all of this started coming along. Like, and I ended up getting the cut. Ended up finding a couple sponsors to help me, because I know how to do. I'm not the best swimmer in Brazil, but I know how to do social media. So like, put together a couple sponsors. Like started helping other companies doing their marketing, their sports marketing content. And the great thing about all of this is that I don't need to train 6 times a week anymore. Like I go to the pool like 3 times maximum a week for 1,500 maximum. I just do quality work just for the 50 free, and it works because I'm having fun. Like I'm doing it on my terms, doing it to have fun, and so it's a lot better.
Well, and just listening to you talk, you can hear the excitement in your voice, and you've said the importance of having fun in a sport.
Right.
I mean, it's huge being able to enjoy the sport and, and as a former swimmer myself, and now as a high school coach, and I continue just like you to find ways to keep swimming as a part of my life because it means so much to me as well. And so I think it's just awesome, to talk to other swimmers and see that as swimmers, that the sport never leaves you. Never. It's always, it's always a part of
That's
you.
What I tell
always
people.
in your heart.
I needed a break for a while, but like once that bug bit me again, I was like, okay, and I also like what I tell people is like, I don't overdo it.
Right.
That's one important thing. Like if I'm not feeling like practice, like if I'm not feeling like swimming, I can't just go there and swim because that's going to start making it miserable for me again.
Right.
I need to do it like on my own terms. Like, hey, like I'm having fun with it. Like, oh yeah. And like sometimes I'm there, like sometimes I'm very excited. I go to the pool and I start swimming and my body's not responding. Since I'm doing it at a level where I want to extract some performance out of my body. It's like I need to like listen to what my body's saying. So I'm like, okay, if I'm not responding well, I'll just go home. Like sometimes I'll go in, I'll jump in, do a 50 or 100 meter, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to respond well today. So I'm going to go home because I'm not going to have fun if I'm going to be miserable trying to go through this practice by myself with no one. Like I don't even have a coach like on deck. So like
nobody
I do everything by myself.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, exactly. If I had more people around, like maybe it would be a little different. But like since I'm by myself, like I need to do it to be fun. Like I need to make it fun for me. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time for me. But yeah, no, I get what you say. It's like I transformed it into my anchor. I like to say that. I just recently got a tattoo here of an anchor, but swimming and working out in general, but mostly swimming is my anchor. Is where uh, it's where I like to pass my time. Is where I like to be entertained. Like I'm still like I was just watching Olympic trials on TV right before this call. Watching my friends, like swimming news, podcasts. I just love it. I just love talking about it. And I want to get more involved, even more as a coach now. But yeah, so